Welcome to a special episode of the Libra Lounge with Keisha. I'm your host, Keisha. Producer James is here.
Hey.
Unprepared per usual.
I'm ready.
You just last minute things.
Well, yeah.
Like you last minute things so much that you just now started getting concerned about your health.
Like 47 years into life.
47 years and like, you know what? I think I might need to change some things.
I cared in my 20s.
I knew you in your 20s and you didn't care.
Early 20s.
I met you, I re-met you at 27.
Yeah.
You gave zero shits about your health. You were drowning yourself. You were hoping to die. You were hoping to die.
I said early 20s, college 20s.
Because when I met you, you were a hot mess express. He was on kind of like, like a level of suicide watch, if I'm going to be completely honest here. I think he was hoping for death. Is that fair to say?
Hoping is a strong word, but I wasn't opposed.
Yeah, I think he was like, I've
had a good run.
If he took me today, I think I'd be all right with that. He was coming off of a bad divorce. He was coming off of a divorce that he had no clue was brewing.
Right.
Yeah, so I knew it was brewing because we were friends and he was telling me all these things and I'm like, this girl don't like you. But he was completely oblivious. And I can remember the night you called me and you're like, well, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, just hanging out. And you're like, well, do you want to hang out? I'm like, no, not really. And you're like, well, Jess left me. And I'm like, oh, I still don't want to hang out though, but.
Homewrecker.
I wasn't a homewrecker. That home was wrecked and fucked up and burning when I came about. It was like, that was not a home. That was a house where two people shared and some weird kids.
Wow. Okay. Let's get this show on the road,
Kids
folks.
are off limits. I'm just odd ducklings.
Yes.
I'll say that. They were
they were
odd ducklings. It's kind of like there's nothing quite right in this house. I'm not sure what's going on, but there may need to be a house cleansing of some sort that needs to happen here. But per your request, after last week's season finale of Mama June, I cannot tell you the amount of people who have said, oh my gosh, are you going to talk about this? And like, please talk about this. So people even said we need an emergency episode. That cracked me up. Like that was funny. Then I talked to Mary Payne when we were recording for The Neighbors, which we're recording that on the free feed on Mondays. Mm-hmm. And we were also recording for Welcome to Plathville, the rewatch. And she said, people have been messaging me, asking me if you're going to record about Mama June. And she's like, I don't know. And then she said, some person goes, I don't know how to get in touch with Keisha. She's like, the same way you got in touch with me. Guys, I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. Send me a message. I 99.1% always message you back. Every now and then, like I will forget, but if you do message me, even if you're mean and rude, I will message you back. I promise you. You don't got to go through Mary Payne. Me and Mary Payne have two different shows. Like our shows have nothing to do with one another. I just so happen to be a co-host on her show, but Mary Payne don't listen to my show. This is not for her at all. She cannot. The people
especially this one.
Yeah, the people that I love to talk about, she finds them to be quite vomitrocious, including Mama June. So we're going to do like a quick timeline here, all right? I know some of you guys are new to Mama June. Some of you just started watching this season. Some of you just know from the headline stories throughout the years about this person. So we're just going to do a quick, it's not going to be a deep dive, but just like, I don't know, a rewind of why she's one of the most awful people on planet Earth, okay? First, now I have been following this family since they had their, I think it was like 2 episodes on Toddlers and Tiaras. And if you don't know what Toddlers and Tiaras is, it was a show that came on TLC about little girls and occasionally little boys who were in the big pageant circuit, okay? It it really was like a dog show. My dog is prettier than your dog.
Yep.
And yeah, your dog is prettier than my dog because your dog has on a full wig, eyelashes, and just got their hair and makeup done. So yes, your dog is pretty in mine. Now, when Alana came on, she was not your typical pageant kid, okay? Number one, I mean, Alana has always been thick, okay? Even when she was a little girl, she had this curly hair, and her personality just like stole the show because she was on there burping, farting, showing her stomach, saying Adala makes me holler, honey boo boo child, and that's where the name Honey Boo Boo came from, okay?
I mean, she was kind of cheruby when she was on Tyler's in Tears. Like, yeah, she was round, but she was still that kind of cute, kind of she's old school round.
Yeah,
face.
she was like I always say.
Temple-ish. Yeah.
Okay. That's being real nice to Alana by comparing her to Shirley Temple.
I just mean a round face.
She basically is, when every kid goes through that chubby stage, because we all go through it, but she just never got out of hers. Yeah. You know what I mean? She's like, I like it here. I think I'll stay here. So
I get butter and Sketti.
It's butter and Sketti, okay? So she was never going to win the pageant. We knew that, okay? They couldn't afford to do the glitz pageants, okay? Because there's different levels of pageants, and glitz being the top one, where you got to spend a shit ton of money to be in a glitz pageant, which it's worth it because the prizes are quite elaborate. Like, you can win a lot of money. Some of these kids have like bedroom sets, vacations, all kinds of stuff, okay? She wasn't going to win that pageant, but here's the thing. She stole the whole show because you had girls like Eden Wood and Mackenzie Myers who were like huge in the pageant circuit. Like, they were on numerous episodes. They went to Hollywood, but they didn't get a show.
Nope.
Alana got a show because it was just her great personality. Then you had this oddly shaped woman with wonky eyes, and that, I'm not going to even say she was homely. It's like whatever is 5 feet under homely, that is what June was. But here's the kicker, you guys, is what you don't know unless you watched it back then. June wasn't that bad.
No.
June was nothing like the June that she is now. She was all about her girls, and her big thing was she was a extreme couponer. Okay, yep. You walked in their house, and it was organized like a Walgreens. Okay, you literally could go shopping, and that's how she made her side money because she's never been able to really work because she got that glaucoma, cockeyed, whatever the hell.
Yeah, she was like, when you first met her, you're like, oh, look at this thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was quirky.
Yeah, she was funny too.
Yeah, she was funny as well. Yeah, you didn't.
You didn't hate her at all. You're just like.
No, you're like, oh wow, look at that. It's like a sideshow.
Yeah, it was kind of like, okay, these people are like, I wouldn't want to sit next to them in church because they look like they smell like butter and ham, but they're funny. And they're nice, They lived in a really, really small house. This is when she was married to Sugar Bear, who is Alana's dad. And from there, TLC contacted them and said, hey, we want to give you guys a spinoff show called Here Comes Honey Boo Boo. So this was all about, June being this mom, all in her kids' business. The girls growing up, I mean, they were so little. Alana was in elementary school. I mean, they were country bumpkins, basically, okay? Oh, yeah. And it was about this big country lifestyle. They even had like, what are the radio things, like where you can hear where cops?
The scanner and the CB radio.
Yeah, they had one of those. So whenever someone would report that a deer had been hit and killed, they would try to get out there before, like, what was it, Parks and Recreation? Who picks up the dead shit on the road?
Usually game warden.
Before the game warden would get there, they'd get the deer, skin it, whatever, all the other stuff.
They were country, and they were kind of white trashy.
But, they weren't kind of white trashy.
What I mean by that is, like, they were kind of the fun white trash.
Oh, yeah, because it was disgusting.
Yeah.
But it was very funny. And then you had, here's the thing, they were poor.
Exactly.
They really were poor. I mean, you had June making Sketti, which if you don't know what Sketti is, we don't have enough money for ground beef and we don't have enough money for ragu. So we're just going to use what we got in this kitchen, and we've got spaghetti noodles. We got a bucket a bucket of butter, and we've got ketchup. And you basically put the ketchup and the butter together, warm it up, stir it up, and throw it over the noodles, and you got Sketti.
Yeah, Sketti.
They may have been poor, but they were eating good because no one in that house was small but Sugar Bear, and I think that's just because he didn't have no fucking teeth. He just really couldn't eat because he had like gum disease or some shit like that, you know?
He was waiting for scraps to fall, and those scraps weren't falling.
He was outnumbered and outweighed in that house, okay? Yeah. So then they get a little bit of fame, and, you know, this is back then, even Anna was on the show. Mm-hmm. Anna is June's oldest daughter who passed away. What was that, last season or the season before last?
I think last season. Yeah.
Yes, and we got to see KDP. Everyone knows KDP. We got to see her be born. You guys may not know that KDP was born with 11 fingers.
Okay.
Yeah, she was born with 11 fingers. And me being the extreme vain person that I am, we would not have left the hospital with 11 fingers. We would have left the hospital with 10 fingers like a person is supposed to have. But they wanted her to be special, so they kept the finger. I think eventually at some point they got rid of it. But no, I would have been like, nope, my baby was born with a unicorn horn. We're not leaving the hospital. Shave it off. Like whatever deformity it would have been, I would have been like,
fix it here
we're
in the hospital.
Fixing it here and now. She's not going to know what's going on. She'll never, ever remember it. We're not taking any pictures. No one, nothing. When we leave this hospital, it will be perfection, okay?
We never speak of it again.
We never speak of it again. It never happened. There's no record of it. Nothing is not on the birth certificate, so it did not happen, okay? So, you know, things are doing good. They start getting, you know, paychecks from TLC, probably some endorsement deals. But then it all went to shit.
Now, when did it go to shit? How long after we first met her until you started seeing things really turn south?
So I cannot remember how many seasons we had of Honey Boo Boo. It actually was Here Comes Honey Boo Boo. But it's when they started getting a little bit of money, things started going left between. The first big thing that happened was Anna tried to, I want to say, sue June because June was taking her money. So she claimed June was taking some of her money from the show, okay? Then Sugar Bear and June break up. It's always funny to me with people that kind of are like them break up, because in my head I'm like, well, who else is going to want you? But that's just me. And here's my thing. If we've learned nothing from my 600-pound life, there is somebody out there for everybody, all right? So then they get a little bit of money, and June decides to buy this house. This is where shit gets bad, because then June gets a drug problem.
Well, do you want to mention why Here Comes Honey Boo Boo was canceled?
I will most definitely tell you why it was canceled off TLC. It's because June, after she and Sugar Bear broke up, she started dating this guy, and not just dating this guy, but bringing this guy around who Anna claimed molested her. Well, now, this guy was straight out of prison.
Oh, yeah. He served 10 years for being convicted of aggravated child molestation and a registered sex offender. So let's just say he did not sexually molest Anna. He still sexually molested some other child, okay? Oh, yeah.
So, that's June's type right there. And so TLC, here's the thing. TLC has come, I want to say so far, but really is so down, because TLC is not what it is today. Like, you had happy-go-lucky shows like Here Comes Honey Boo Boo. Remember A Baby Story, where you would have a couple having their first baby? Like, you really used to learn shit on TLC, but not so much now.
Well, it was the learning channel.
It was the learning channel. It still is the learning channel. We just learn a bunch of shit that you really don't need to know in life. I'll just say that.
So I didn't know this part. So that dude that you're talking about that got the show canceled, Mark Anthony McDaniel, June had to admit, because apparently she said that was Pumpkin's father. It was not. She had to admit to Entertainment Tonight that Pumpkin's father was actually a different convicted sex offender who had served time because he got caught on To Catch a Predator.
Here's the thing.
Wow.
June does not know who any of the fathers are of her children, with the exception of Anna. And the only reason she knows who Anna's dad is because she was so young when she had Anna. So she was probably only fucking one or two guys at that point, okay? So she knows who Anna's dad is. And then at some point, they weren't sure if Sugar Bear was really Alana's, and they had to do a whole paternity test, this and that. I knew that was her dad, because they both look like fucking frogs. So they're like, there's no, girl, you do not need a paternity test. Just look in the mirror. That is like my dad coming up to someone and saying, that's not my daughter. You would slap the dog shit out of him. It's like, yes, that is. So, okay. Now we've got a little bit of money. We have bought a nice house, a nice 2-story house. The girls have never, ever had their own rooms. Everyone's spread out, okay? That's when June, probably because she's dating this guy, starts... Basically, she gets a horrible drug problem. And I'm talking about everything from, I think it started off with like pills, because remember Lifetime movie did that horrible Honey Boo Boo story. And I think it started off with pills. She was doing uppers, and then she was doing downers, and she was doing a lot of downers. So that's when Pumpkin kind of had to step in. And you guys remember, Pumpkin is not the oldest.
Right.
Pumpkin is the second oldest, but Anna, who was the oldest, was basically raised by June's mom, okay? So that's why we really don't see Anna, because, of course, now they're fighting because she wants her money back from June. And we know how June loves to steal money from her children. We have learned that, okay? So Pumpkin starts taking over parenting duties. Mama June, pretty much, this is when she starts to abandon Alana, okay? And that's when Pumpkin and Josh started dating very, very young, got pregnant very, very young, and then got married very, very young, all right? So they're living in the house. June starts dating Gino. This is when the story gets really good. But let me remind, blah, 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 blah. When June gets her own show, remember, it's Mama June from not to hot.
Yep.
So she starts getting all these, this is where all the money starts to flow in. She starts getting all these endorsement deals. They get her weight loss surgery. They get her teeth fixed. They get her hair done. They couldn't do nothing with the eyes. They said the eyes, y'all on y'all's own. If y'all want to get fixed, y'all gonna have to talk to each other.
Well, she lost 300
pounds. I mean, she was a beast.
460.
Yeah, she was big, and June is not that tall either. None of them are tall. So she starts getting endorsement deals. She starts selling that flat tummy tea, like all the internet influencer stuff she starts doing. So she's bringing in pretty good money.
And and I think it's funny to mention that she was doing this back in like 2016, 2017. So she was like an original kind of influencer.
Yeah, she wasn't like influencing for like I don't know, Louis Vuitton or anything like that.
No, but this was like 9 years ago.
Yeah, so like those like get skinny, get this, all these things like juicing, like the mixed drinks and all that kind of stuff. June was doing it, and here's the thing. She actually was working pretty hard at it, because when you're on crack, you could do a lot of shit.
A lot of energy.
Yeah, lots of energy. So she's doing all this. She gets with Gino, and these really these were okay. They're doing a lot of drugs, but Gino actually was starting to be somewhat of a father figure to the girls. I mean, Alana looked up to him. Yeah. I mean, she was like, I've never really had a dad. Gino's my dad. I don't know exactly what happened, but I guess as bad as you can get, other than dying from being a crackhead, the level right above that. We see June chasing Gino in a dark alley, and he tell her, if you want to catch me, bitch, you better run. And I know he can't run. We see her having a fit in an alley, crying over a man, and her kids are like, what about your kids? And she basically like, fuck them kids. We see June lose one of her veneers from eating a ding dong. I mean, how do you lose a tooth from a ding dong?
Aggressively.
It was just bad. Then her health just started really going downhill, and she starts picking back up the weight. She's got this manager, and this manager is like, I think her name is Gina Rodriguez. She's like, look, if you want to keep having this lifestyle and doing this, and that, you've got to get yourself together. But June won't do it, because not only does she have a bad drug addiction, she's also addicted to Gino.
Yep.
All right. So it gets so bad to the point where she gets arrested. Gino gets arrested a couple of times. Okay. And Mary Payne was shocked when I told her this, because she thinks Kim Platt is the worst mom on television. And I said, I don't know about, June's pretty bad. I said, you know what? We're going to go ahead and say June's worse, because she actually sold her house for crack.
Right.
Her drug addiction was so bad. She sold the house, didn't even tell her children that she sold the house until the house was already sold, and then blew through all of the money. So they are basically go from owning a house to everyone's going to find their own place to live, okay? And this is like the downfall of her relationship with the girls. Because, during this time, she's got money, so she's basically just buying them love. Oh, Jesse, you want a car? I'm going to help you get a car. Jesse, you want to go to college? I'll pay for your college. Oh, Pumpkin, y'all want to get married? I'll fly y'all to Las Vegas. And anything Alana wants, new shoes, new clothes, this, and that, she's paying for all of it. All right. So, zoop. We're not going to go through all the boyfriends. We're not going to go through all this stuff. I'll just tell you the new people in the storyline now. You've got Alana's boyfriend, Draylon, with childbearing hips. We've got Justin, the newest boyfriend, who's now the husband. And then we have Cheyenne, who is, we'll talk about that. Okay, so Justin and June are now together. They're married. Now, Justin is
he's a reformed addict.
He's a reformed addict. And someone did ask me, hey, do you think that Justin really loves June, or do you think he's there for the money? Here, I'll say this.
Ain't enough money to stick with June.
Well, when you're a reformed crackhead that can't get a job, you just got to do what you got to do. I think, if I'm giving my opinion, I think June is funny. June is funny, and she does have a certain charm about her. I think initially, Justin was like, okay, here's this kind of doughy looking woman. She's kind of funny. She got a little bit of money. I ain't got no teeth and I got nothing else going on. And she says she'll buy me a car. Sure. So I think it started off that way. And then they got married. At this point, I think he's sick of June. I think he does like the family dynamics. I think he likes the girls. And he's got nothing else going for him. I mean, he's getting money from June. He's getting money from the show. I mean, it's hard out there for a crackhead. Okay? A crackhead with a record. All right. So we're going to go up to the season finale. Okay. This is Jesse and Cheyenne's wedding. Okay. So everything's gearing up for this beach wedding. There's a couple of little, they're all talking shit. Okay. June doesn't like Cheyenne. Pumpkin doesn't like the fact that Josh, her ex-husband, is going to be officiating the wedding or having anything to do with the wedding. Everyone's afraid that Darren, Pumpkin's new boyfriend, and Josh are going to get into it. Alana is not going to be able to make the wedding. It's just all kinds of shit is going down. All right. So, of course, everyone shows up to the wedding, including Alana. Josh officiates. While he's up there to marry the two girls, and while he's doing his speech, he has to throw shade at June. So this is where it just really kind of starts. Okay, I don't know why he did that. So, of course, at the reception, June has to throw shade at Josh. It's like, okay, why is everyone trying to steal the lesbian marriage wedding thing? Okay, we've only had, gay and lesbian marriages have only been legal for what? Not that long. It is a celebratory time every time it happens. That's how new it is, okay?
Well, especially in Kentucky.
Yeah, and especially when you have people in our current administration that sometimes say they're going to take it away. You just never know. So I'm like, it's celebratory. Let's celebrate this. Okay, so here's where the big blow up happens. So they're all at this rental, and this is so fucking stupid. And there's an argument that starts because Darren asks, I want to say it's Cheyenne's sister or Cheyenne's niece, to watch the kids. And he says it in a rude way. Well, here's the thing. Those weren't her kids anyway. Whoever's watching all of Pumpkin's 99 pumpkin seeds, it should be, it should, that should be between Pumpkin, Josh, and Pumpkin's boyfriend. Why is it someone else's responsibility? Right. So then Cheyenne says something to Darren. Of course, Darren says something to Pumpkin, and Pumpkin just fucking goes off. Now, she's super upset, and we're all watching thinking, man, this is not that big of a deal. Who's going to watch the kids? There's 90 people in the house. I think the kids are going to be okay. So then Pumpkin's like, oh, she just thinks she's Little Miss Perfect. She's talking about Cheyenne. Because she's really mad at Cheyenne, and she's saying that she's mad at Cheyenne because Cheyenne smarted off to Darren, all right? It's not clicking into, everyone's kind of like, it's not that big of a deal.
Right.
Why is she so hyped up? Well, then we find out why she's so hyped up. She's like, you think you're Miss Goody Two-Shoe, and you tell your mama what you did. Tell your mama what you done did. And you kind of look at Cheyenne, and you look at Jesse, and they've got their faces are looking pretty goddamn pale. I'm like, oh shit, what has happened? That's when Pumpkin drops the fucking atomic bomb that Cheyenne fucked Josh.
Wow.
Josh, who is Pumpkin's ex-husband. Now, let me rewind a couple of seasons ago. When Cheyenne and Jesse approached Pumpkin and said, look, we want to have a baby. They don't make a lot of money. They both like work at a daycare, and then they get this money. And they were saying, and this is exactly what Jesse said, we want to know if we could use Josh's go-go juice to get pregnant. We know Josh. We trust Josh. Josh has cute kids. And Pumpkin's kind of like, what? That is some weird shit. I don't care what level of trash you are. I mean, it is Kentucky, so there's a lot of brother, sister, cousins running around. But still, you don't ask permission about it at first. You just fucking do it, right? So once Pumpkin and Josh get a divorce, even Jessie says herself, okay, well, I guess that whole idea of us being able to artificially inseminate using Josh's sperm is out the window. I guess it went out the window. Okay. So apparently, Josh and Cheyenne fuck. Okay. June apparently didn't know. Neither did Alana. I don't think Justin knew. And Cheyenne's mom did not know.
Did Jessica know?
Hold on.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
When have you ever seen June Shannon be speechless?
Never.
Never. She actually covered her mouth a little bit like, holy shit. Okay. But it gets so much worse. Then Pumpkin lets us know, and Jesse was in the room while they were fucking.
Wow. Okay. So now Josh and Pumpkin were divorced when this happened, or was it? Okay. So, like you said, rather than do the artificial insemination, which is done, we do doctors and stuff, we'll just do it the old-fashioned way and let Josh bump it with Cheyenne. Wow. Okay.
And I guess Jesse was in the room, which I've heard about people do that.
That's a threesome.
That's a threesome. That is what you call it. Yeah, and
that's either a threesome or a weird cuck
hole.
Yeah,
but that's a
lesbian cuck.
Hole.
That's a lesbian cuck.
Yeah, it is. Yes,
you don't see those very often.
And so everyone is in shock. Like, this is the quietest that I thought they all went mute because they didn't say anything. And Jesse, both Cheyenne and Jesse said this should have never come out on camera. Yes, the fuck it should. You're on a reality TV show. And so Pumpkin's like, while you were trying to tell my business to Josh that I was messing around with Darren, this is what you fucking did. And so Jesse's like silently losing it. You could tell she just wants to run off, okay? So everyone's kind of getting into it about this. I think Pumpkin has been the villain the last couple of seasons, especially since she and Josh got a divorce. Because everyone liked Josh. For whatever reason, everyone likes Josh. So Pumpkin has been she's been the villain because of divorcing Josh. Because we've watched Josh help her do everything. Put up with June, help her raise Alana, this, and that. And, she starts dating his cousin. She loses her business and stealing money from people. And she's getting trashed all over. Now she's doing OnlyFans. Everyone used to love Pumpkin. Now everyone hates Pumpkin. She's a rotten pumpkin.
Oh, yeah. She's a pumpkin, if you leave it out there until about December.
Long. Yes. So,
and you notice how much she acts like June.
Oh, she's June 2.0. She everything that she just hasn't, we don't know yet. She just hasn't done crack. Here's the thing. If you are a product of June, you being on crack won't make you lose weight. They just don't lose weight that way. So we'll never be able to say, oh, she looks like she's on crack because look how much weight she's lost. They just don't. This is their shape. No matter how small they are, they still look like Pillsbury Doughgirls. They just do. Okay. So after this episode comes out, immediately, they all go to social media because they can finally talk about it.
Because now they can.
They can finally talk about it. So Pumpkin does this video on TikTok. And I don't know all the some of it is rambling. And look, you fucked your husband's cousin. You're not going to get past that, okay? Now, your sister most definitely should not have had a threesome with your husband. That is disgusting. I don't even care what the reason. There is no reason for her to ever do that, okay? So then Pumpkin tells us she found out that Josh sucked on Jesse's titties during the threesome. Now it's really a threesome.
Yeah, okay. So we started at a potential sperm donation.
Sperm donation.
Now full on.
Then we went to
threesome.
cuckold.
Oh yeah, we're full on.
Now Josh is sucking on Jesse's titties. Okay.
Wow. So Josh has fucked 2 of the Shannon girls.
That's not a flex at all.
No, it's not.
That's not a flex. No. Okay. So then this woman comes out with her own video saying that while Pumpkin was married to Josh, she and Pumpkin had a lesbian relationship.
Oh, wow.
And Pumpkin swore to her, she's like, look, as soon as I get this divorce, you and I are going to be together. Now, when I tell you this woman, because I got to tell you, I had to get a magnifying glass. I had to put on readers, my regular glasses, my contacts to really be able to tell that this was a woman, because there was nothing womanly about this woman, okay? And she was like, she was in love with Pumpkin, thought Pumpkin was in love with her. They were going to be together. And then she sees this show and she's like, hold on. You're not in the middle of a fucking divorce. Like, you guys are full on still married, still living together, okay? So then, let's see.
Well, here's the thing. Like, okay, so now that's Pumpkin and June who have said that they're bisexual. Because June said she's bisexual.
Yes,
as
so
well.
I think they all like it all. Alana's the only different one. She likes black dick. Okay, good for you.
Well, she likes black dick with good breeding hips.
She likes it. She likes a breeder. Okay. Okay. So we've got that. So while June has made numerous, June gets paid money for streaming. That is like her part of her income, and she gets on there and she streams. So this weekend she's been streaming about this episode. So she's live streaming. And so as you guys know, Josh has a new girlfriend who he has a little baby with. All right. Apparently the girl's name is Brianna. Apparently she has a son that died. Can't remember. She has a child that died. I don't know any of the details. I don't know how old the kid was, how the kid died, none of that. But everyone has been told to not bring this child up. So what does June do on her live? She brings up the dead child, all right? So she's going and going and going. Knock on the door. It's Brianna. Oh. Shows up to June's house while June is on live. And she's basically like, I fucking told you not to bring up my dead child. She won't leave. Justin is trying to tell her she needs to leave. Like, he had to tell her 6 times. Like, you literally see June turn her head when she hears the knock at the door and go to see who it is, and it's Brianna. Because she's pissed. She's like, my dead child has nothing to do with any of this bullshit that y'all are talking about. And apparently some of the stuff that June was saying about like who the kid's dad is or some shit like that was all wrong. So then Josh shows up. And Josh is going the fuck off. Like, we've heard that Josh has a temper, but apparently, allegedly, he said, you guys better be fucking glad KDP's in that house. Otherwise, I would shoot up this whole motherfucker. Okay, so then we find out, because everyone's pissed off. So I don't know why these people forget that even though one person is doing a live, if you get into an argument in the house with that person on live, the people on live can hear what you're saying, right? Yeah. So Justin's getting pissed off. He's like, I'm sick of all this bullshit. I'm sick of all the lies. I'm sick of this, sick of that. Then he lets it drop, because it's never been confirmed. But he lets it drop that Alana had been living with Draylon since she was 15 years old. Oh. Now, on the show, what happened? Alana lives with Pumpkin and Josh. Yeah. We see Mama June give up custody of Alana. And then Pumpkin, gets child support and this, and that. It's kind of like, why do you need child support when this kid has not even been living with you? Right. So again, this poor kid is raising herself, all right? Which, thank God. Thank God she moved in with Draylon. I never thought I would ever say those words. But look at her now. She's about to be a NICU nurse. She's doing great. She has moved to Colorado away from the family. Even there was a live with Justin and Alana, and they both said, look, in the grand scheme of it all, Pumpkin did a lot of bad shit during the marriage. Okay, yeah. So I'm assuming there's stuff that we don't even know.
Oh, I'm sure
they said Pumpkin was wrong. She cannot sit here and try to play innocent. She did a lot of wrong in that marriage. But they also said, but Jesse should have shut that shit down and never had this threesome with Josh. Yep. And they're all saying, they're like, we don't know if these sisters can come back together after this.
I mean, that's huge. Now, yeah. Here's the thing. If you look at all the stuff that's happened.
Yeah, a lot has happened.
It's a lot of happened. Yeah. But there's also been 3 or 4 times when something worse should have happened. For
Okay.
example, when you talked about Alana living with Draylen, I didn't know that until this show, and I looked it up. She was 15 and Draylen was 20.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we
That
know.
is statutory rape.
That has already come up
period.
before. That's already come up before.
But I guess no one cares.
Nope. Her family's not going to go say anything about it. They gave her permission to do it.
I mean, that's that.
Yep.
This whole, I mean, it's funny to me to think that that Mama June was on live, and this is a crazy thing. You're live, so time is passing in real time.
Yeah.
Somebody can watch you live, have enough time to drive to your house and confront you about what you just
said.
What I just saw you say.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It has been crazy. Like I said, we have seen a lot
Don't
of shit
live close
happen.
to your enemies.
Here's the thing. I have watched this show, and I have hated this show. This season was by far the most boring. I checked out probably on episode 3 because it was just the same. It's the same. It hasn't been the same since Alana moved to Colorado. You know what I mean? Because here's the thing. This family has ridden her coattails.
Yeah.
She is the reason why they have anything that they have right now is because of this child. And this child is the only one who has broken away from the family and the generational curse that is June Shannon, okay? And said, I want better for myself.
Well, here's what's funny, and let me ask you if you think this. Do you think because there was a positive part of the story, it got less interesting?
No, there was nothing positive about it. It was just boring.
No. Alana, like you said, it started getting really boring. They're still the same people.
It's the same people, but they're fighting over the same shit. It's like, okay, how many seasons are we gonna?
Okay.
I mean, how many seasons are we gonna fight over the same shit? It just gets exhausting, and I find that with any reality TV show that you've watched, they get to a point where nothing new. They should have started the season off with this shit.
Should have.
They should have started the season off with this, and then everything should have been the aftermath of all this stuff that happened.
Well, but you don't know. Oh, I guess I don't know.
Look at all the shit that has happened within 3 days.
Well, true. I'm just thinking. I wonder if because of how they filmed it, or maybe that's what. Maybe the timing was
maybe
that.
the producers told them. Told Pumpkin. I don't know, but everyone has said. Pumpkin has said. June has said that a lot of stuff has been hidden. And I don't know if that was like a family decision to hide it or production decision to hide it. But on the season finale, everyone said, fuck a contract. We're spilling all of it. Okay. I don't know how you recover from this. I have yet to see Jessie apologize for what she's done. There's been so many stories videos that have come out. I may have missed that. But to me, when the episode ended, it was still fuck Pumpkin. Pumpkin's the villain, and this is coming from Josh. This is coming from Jessie and from Cheyenne. So to me, none of them have taken full accountability, just like June Shannon doesn't either. They are truly their mother's daughters. I'll say that.
Yep. And I can tell you, folks, I made the biggest mistake I may have made in my life.
Oh.
Can you guess what it is?
You looked up Pumpkin's OnlyFans?
Oh my God. And
that's what you get for being nosy.
Oh my God. And here's the thing. There's not been one bit of nudity yet, but like, I don't want to see her crammed into some bad lingerie. I don't want to see her sitting in a chair with dirty feet like she just got sprayed with water, also in bad lingerie.
How do you have a photo where you're sprayed with water and your feet are still dirty?
Dude. And so I figured out what she's doing here. And she's doing a thing like a lot of other OnlyFans people do who don't want to show nudity. What they do is they put a bunch of tease pictures out there.
Okay.
Then, this is the thing. If you want to build a relationship with me, get free content, 50% off all my content, all that. So what she's doing is she wants people to engage with her directly, because she'll do explicit content, personalized dick ratings, custom requests, daily pussy pics, access to XXX tapes. Like, that's if you spend $1,000, basically.
Never.
Yeah.
She ain't getting my money.
But here's the crazy thing. Dude,
There's people out there that are fucking willing to do it.
Well, you can look at like how much certain posts make.
Yeah.
I mean, she's making, somebody paid $1,000 for that shit because that post had $1,600 tied to it. Somebody paid for that fucking bundle. And I cannot believe I had to. I had to see what it was. And boy,
it's pretty bad.
Worst mistake of my life.
Maybe I should start an OnlyFans because I ain't making no money from this little podcast right here. So maybe I need to take a note from Pumpkin and start me up an OnlyFans page where I just cuss motherfuckers out. You pay me, I cuss them out. You send me a dick pic, I rate it for you. I can do that.
You can do it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Could you ever?
Well, thank you guys. This was a wild ride. We do have another episode that's going to be dropping. Remember to please follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Sometimes I post the same exact shit. Sometimes I do a little twist. I only post something on a certain one. I just like to keep you guys guessing. If you're on TikTok, make sure to check out my TikTok shop. I'm going to be uploading some of my favorite products. Also, yes, my code for Hello Skincare is still very much active. You can use code LibraLounge20, and I think that's everything.
Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs, and don't marry into the Jew Shannon family.
And don't fuck your sister's bisexual girlfriend.
Don't fuck your sister's ex-husband. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yep. Thank you.
And don't bring up dead kids.
No, God, no.
On live.
No, don't do that.
Don't be June Shannon.
Nor her offspring.
Yep.
Nope. Okay, all right. We will see you guys later.
It's the Libra Lounge. The Libra Lounge. Ooh.